It's often hard to imagine why you would care about a stinky, muddy marsh that you get a lot of bug bites in. But then you realize that in North Carolina, they make up a huge portion of our coastline, and in doing so, they protect the things that are behind them. So my research broadly looks at the impact humans have had on coastal landscapes in the past century. We study salt marshes specifically because they are this boundary between the open ocean and the land. They act as a really interesting log of what's happened in the past and also give us an opportunity to study what might happen in the future. The research I do today is very much exploring and informed by the things that surround me, whether it's a salt marsh 20 kilometers away or whether it's the fisherman who lives a couple doors down and is telling me about his tidal creek that's infilling. There is an increase in sediment filling in these creeks related to land use change like silviculture or agriculture. But at the same time, while these creeks are filling in, the elevation of the salt marsh is not increasing as quickly as sea levels are rising. Through time, you might actually lose the amount of salt marsh we have in North Carolina. What we're doing in our lab is designing these open source optical backscatter sensors. So it's a mouthful, but really what they're doing is shining a light into the water and measuring how much of that light bounces off things in the water and is refracted and reflected back into a detector. What we call this measurement is turbidity, and that turbidity is a really good estimate of that salt marsh's ability to continue building elevation in coming decades. Geology as a discipline really starts with the beginning of the Earth, but what I'm focusing on is just a millisecond in the history of the Earth. So we have these really rapid changes that we can relate to things that we as humans are doing. I recognize that many people are moving towards the coast, whether it's to live in a big city like New York or in a small coastal community like here in Beaufort. It's a very important place to study and understand, because if we see this trend continuing where folks are choosing to live on the coast, we want them to do that safely and in a way that we put as little stress as we can on this beautiful environment.